Hey, welcome back to the channel, man. Go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment, let me know where y'all from, who you rocking with, and who you a fan of, man. So a lot of people didn't think that Gucci Man and Jay-Z could actually come together and scoop up and take over CMG and buy it all outright off of Yo Gotti. And because they didn't think that they actually talk like that. Little do you know that Gucci Man has every single chance, all the opportunities to go and say whatever to Jay-Z. He could holler at Jay-Z. They could go in and pitch in on stuff together. It's just the fact that if the CMG Rico does happen, Jay-Z don't want it on his name or anything like that. That's why he working with Gucci, because he knows that he's hands-on and closer to Memphis. He's closer to Atlanta, so he can manage all of these people that's going to be basically a part of the whole crew. And what y'all got to understand is the fact that a lot of people always have it to where they put stuff in other people's names or reserve it in other people's names because they want to remain anonymous, or if anything does come back to affect it, that way they don't get Jay-Z and Live Nation and Rock Nation and all of that from it, because that's valuable. That's millions and billions of dollars on the line. So that's why it was like, okay, they had to talk to Gucci Man. They got to get him to be on board with this, because they already know that Gucci Man and Yo Gotti have a beef from way back in the day when him and OJ the Juice Man and everybody, when they all got on that song, man. After they did that song, they all split ways because it was up for grabs who was going to be taking over the South at that time. T.I. was falling off, and basically the next up was either going to be Gucci Man, Yo Gotti, or OJ. And so we all know what happened to Gucci when they tried to run in his place and everything like that. He had to sit down. So really, by process of elimination, Yo Gotti and CMG took off after that, and that's when Jay-Z started watching. He started watching super close because he knows at the end of the day that Yo Gotti's only weakness is the females, to where he got multiple weaknesses, but the most important detail weakness is the females. He wanted Angela Simmons. She's in New York. Jay-Z is running New York. So that's when Yo Gotti had to basically, like, Jay-Z had to sit him down and be like, okay, I know what you want. You want to get with Angela Simmons. You want to be able to show your face in New York and impress, right? So that's when they said, okay, look, you got to let me run CMG. You got to let me, you got to drop Black Youngster. We're going to buy CMG. Boom, here goes the $30 million, right? And then they're going to get Gucci Man on board, because Gucci Man, he already a CEO. He's already been running 1017. It's just unfortunate the fact that what happened to Pooh Shiesty, where he get locked up and then a couple people get hit up from 1017. And so it just, and you know what happened to Big Scar, man. So RIP and condolences to everything that's from the ones who lost and all that, right? But at the end of the day, if 1017 was full stacked, it would be doing a lot better than CMG. We already know that because of the fact how big Pooh Shiesty got, how big Big 30 got, but then Yo Gotti had to come around, Moneybag Yo. They had to go behind the back and run a play operation to get Big 30 to trick him out of stopping with signing with 1017 and getting in with CMG and BGE. Really, that's why they created BGE, because he knows at the end of the day that Big 30 don't want to be attached to Yo Gotti, when really he's trying to be on 1017. His cousin is Pooh Shiesty, and he signed to Gucci Man. He knows about Yo Gotti and Gucci Man having pre-existing beef going on already, so he don't want to get caught up in it, because he's Big 30. They call him 30 round in the streets. So you already got to know what kind of stuff that he involved in, to where they might not like it, to where if he's hanging around with Yo Gotti and Black Youngster all the time. That's why Zebo came into the picture and he said, okay, cool, I'll fund BGE, whatever, right? Pitched in on that. And now he became the big boss of that, telling Moneybag Yo everything that he has to do. And so since Moneybag Yo has to listen to him and everything, then when they recruited Big 30, he offered a big amount. They offered to sign him for a lot and everything like that. But then Gucci Man looked at it like, man, that's Yo Gotti and them trying to take my talent from me, because he wanted Big 30 and Pooh Shiesty at the same time. That was supposed to be the 1017 dynamic duo twins. It was going to be a triple threat between Gucci Man and them. They had the So Icy Boys and all of that. But Jay-Z was sitting back watching all of this, because he knows the situation with Key Glock, PRE, and CEO Daddy-O. And so when they looking at it right now, all of Memphis, all of Atlanta, the whole thing, you seen what's happening to QC already. We all saw what happened to the Migos, to where QC went out quick, man. As soon as the Migos broke up, next thing you know, QC was for sale at a discount. with Lil Baby's masters and everything together, because QC had a lot more artists than just the Migos. If y'all really know what was going on and was there early in the QC days, you would know about when Rich the Kid was there. You would know about Lil Baby and all of them guys, right? And so at the end of the day, Jay-Z was paying close attention because he already seen that Yo Gotti was in hot water. Ever since the Young Dolph stuff happened, he had to sit down and talk to Yo Gotti and tell him to lay low and stay out the limelight, because at this moment it's a lot of attention going on because of the fact that the Young Dolph stuff was still fresh. People still know that they had beef. So at that moment, it was like one of the most last big beefs that he had. So of course everybody was gonna look that way. That's why they had to get rid of CMG before any chance. And now that Big Jook, Yo Gotti's brother, went out of his way to tell on everybody, and now Black Youngster quit CMG and everybody's starting to split up. Then that's when they realize that, okay, this is where they have to change everything. You know how even in new stores and new restaurants, they get new ownership, new management, and they run the show completely different, because they understand that it's the change of times right now. And so the change of times, the way it is, QC went out, CMG is looking like they on their way out, and there's going to be some new people coming and take over and everything like that. And so once Shiesty gets out, once Pooh Shiesty gets out and he links up with Offset to start the new 1017 branch, that's really going to be where, okay, you're going to start to see all the work that they've been putting in. And then you're going to see how, like, really behind the scenes of everything, you already know that Jay-Z wants to invest and pitch in on all of that because they want a bigger piece of the pie. A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of the old heads from rap, the hip hop from the 90s, the Jay-Z's of the game, all those guys, they want a piece of the pie on everything. And if you really look at the facts and open your eyes, you would notice that Jay-Z could really buy all of PRE and CMG. And he could have Gucci Mane run the whole thing and be the owner under the Jay-Z umbrella, because everybody's been waiting on what Quavo and Offset are going to do, who they're going to sign to, who they're going to go with, because we already know that Quavo is already clicked up with Jay Prince Jr. and all of them down there in Houston. That's why he kept taking Takeoff over there, and that's why Offset didn't want to go, because he knew something was going to go down there. So Offset is more loyal to Atlanta. He more loyal to North, where he grew up and everything, the zone that he was from and all that, where he did time, where he put the work in. And so that's why we already knowing about Gucci Mane and Offset coming together. And so people saying that the Pooh Shiesty and Offset tape is going to be a hit. Like, that's going to be a history-making thing. And it's going to make it to where once they see that and they see the work going on, the videos come out and people start actually talking about it more, then that's when Jay-Z's going to step in. He's going to finally write that check, because that's a lot. And the situation with PRE is that Key Glock can't come up and claim PRE as his own thing, because Dolph left that to the family. He left it to his kids and everything like that. And so when they had the meeting with CEO Daddy-O, and he brings in all the guys from there. He brings in Snoop Bands, he brings in Key Glock, Big Moochie Grape, and everybody that's supposed to be in PRE, except they can't do it because Bankroll Freddie got locked up in the Fed. So because Bankroll Freddie got RICO'd, they can't have all the PRE come together and sign off on whether Key Glock gets to keep it 100% or if it goes into Young Dolph family split 50-50 with Daddy-O. And so at the end of the day, if Key Glock got it 100%, then he's going to give 75% to Young Dolph family. He going to split the 25% between him, Big Moochie Grape, and Snoop Bands and Jay Fizzle. Because at the end of the day, that was the original PRE. Whoever came out of PRE first, the original ones to sign, that's still there to this day, that held it down and stood by Dolph. Because we already know how Grove Hero finna get 15 million. He left Grove Hero a lot. He left a lot of people, a lot of things, including his whole car collection. They got the pop-up museum and everything like that. So RIP to Dolph, because there's a lot of Dolph fans out there right now. I know a lot of y'all that's actually down with Young Dolph is going to comment down the dolphin emoji, and everything, and shout out, right? Because we all know that people going to get justice for Dolph. It's just a matter of time, because everything is coming to light that was been done in the dark.